Okay, so let's just start this video out with the self-esteem blow I was dealt by the Google Arts and Culture app. If you're not familiar, you can go onto your app store and download this app called Google Arts and Culture. And then you can scroll down through it, right? It's got things that are cultural and artsy. And you can click Get Started. So then you take a picture of yourself. Let's take one now with this nice lighting. And then it says swipe to view. And you're just like, I can't wait to see the beautiful paintings that I've been compared to. And what comes back every time I've done it, because I've done it 5 to 7 times, this dude. Every time. So, let's look at some of the other treats. Ah, Henry IV. Oh, another man. So there you have it, folks. According to Google Arts and Culture, I think I even have some better ones in my gallery here from the other times that I've done it, because I thought, well, maybe the first time I did it, I was like, maybe it's the lighting. Ah, another French man. Oh, what's that? Another French man. You know, I'm laughing about it now, but it took me some time to accept it, you know, as because as much as disappointed as I was, as much as my self-esteem was taken down a notch, you know, it's pretty much right on. There you have it, folks. I look like a French man. Alright, let's zoom in here and talk a little bit more about things that have been going on in the week. First up, I wanted to address this YouTube controversy about YouTube pulling monetization for smaller channels, on top of Twitter now shadow banning people whose content they don't approve of promoting, and the even more excessive limitations that Instagram has put on your pictures being seen by just anyone, even your followers. And it really just brings up the idea of censorship and how these platforms are now, through the influence of money, censoring your content and what you have to say. So that brings up the bigger picture, is that basically, because I was talking to my husband about it last night, and it's kind of like I keep hearing this where they're going to start stepping in and regulating it as a utility. And I said, well, how can they really do that? And do we even really want them to do that? Is another question. We want the government to be involved in regulating social media. But it's like, when you choose to use their app, I mean, aren't they allowed to set the rules? So it's an interesting conundrum, and I would love to hear your thoughts on it. Okay, let's jump into all the other things that we got here to talk about. Home tour! Okay, here we go. We are mostly done, but not all the way done. Overall, I'm super stoked with the way it turned out. I love the color. It never looks dark, even though, you know, that was kind of a big concern. But, you know, because the ceilings are white, we redid the cabinets, We have so much natural light, it never looks stark. It just looks cool. And I'm so ready for this project to be over. This is like a 2-month project, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm ready to take a break from the home update. So I've got a few more things that I want to do. I've been working on a DIY light. I need to do the trim, and so at some point in the future, I'll give you an update, but I don't know when I'm going to get to that stuff in the next couple weeks. So that's that. What do you guys think? All right, let's go to hack the product. Okay, so you may or may not remember that the product I was trying to hack was the May Lindstrom Pendulum Potion. First up, let's take a look. This is a sample I got from the Detox Market. Check out that color. You can definitely see that it's got tamanu oil and olive oil in it. Very lightweight, but rich at the same time, and wipes away very nicely. Just a rundown of the ingredients in the product. We have tamanu oil, camellia oil, macadamia nut oil, avocado oil, olive oil, plum kernel oil, and then all the rest of this contribute to the scent. So what I had said from the very beginning is that because tamanu is so rich and dense, I believe that all of these oils may exist almost in equal ratios. So let's start with an equal blend. So we're placing our final concoction in this 100 ml black glass bottle. So I'm going to be starting with my beakers and my glass mixer. We're going to do 10 mLs of each of the 6 oils, so that'll bring us to 60 mLs. Has a really nice, you can definitely tell, you can smell the tamanu, you can smell the mac nut, you can smell the olive, and you can actually really smell the plum kernel. So let's take a look at our potion compared to May Lindstrom's. So ours is a little more bright gold, which tells me there may be a little bit less of the olive. The olive you saw had that really rich color. So I'm going to try this out this week. I'll use it as an oil cleanser. It might take me a little while to tweak the formula a little bit more, but I'll get back to you. Honestly, I'm not going to play with making up the scent on camera. When I come up with a final ratios, I will let you know what that recipe is. But so far so good. I mean, ours looks really beautiful. It might not be lightweight enough though for an oil cleanser, because remember, you want it to feel like it comes off rather than that you're using it, you know, as a treatment oil. Okay, that was it for this week on Hack the Product. And now let's jump into our science and our skincare, what we love to talk about. Hydration for the nations! Welcome back to the Science 180. We are talking skin goals, aka hydration part 2. If you missed part 1, I'll link it below. Now, we need to address the elephant in the room. And that is that your internal hydration plays a humongous role in the hydrated look of your skin. So let's talk some quick tips about that. First off, you need to drink water. Water, water, drink some water, drink more water. You know you need to drink water. But one thing I like to point out is you need to also be focusing on eating hydrating foods. Pizza, not hydrating. Salad, hydrating. Grapes, hydrating. Celery, hydrating. Apples, hydrating. I think we pretty much all know that. Now, some of the culprits that work against our skin hydration: sugar, salt, caffeine. They are all natural diuretics, meaning they want to make us pee more. Meaning when we want to pee more, our kidneys ask for more water from the cells. Naturally just pulling water from everywhere that they can get it. Now, I'm not a dietitian. Let's not talk anymore about that. A lot of it's common sense. We addressed the internal aspect of hydration, and now let's address the physical aspect of hydration. Remember last week we talked about the TEWL, or the transepidermal water loss? And that has to do with that strong skin barrier. Now, the skin barrier is the result of two factors. One, secreted sebum, and also our skin membrane. Now, the composition of sebum is this. Check these out: triglycerides, squalane, wax esters. A lot of terms I'm sure you've heard in skincare products, right? The other aspect, they call them the epidermal lipids, is composed of this. Remember, we talked about it briefly last week, but that was ceramides, fatty acids, wax esters, cholesterol. Now, I have a little disclaimer as we move into supporting the skin barrier, and that is it's not a one-size-fits-all recipe. I know that's disappointing to hear, but you heard me mention that I haven't been able to use shea butter, and then I've gone shea butter free and my skin is doing a lot better. A couple of you commented that shea butter does wonderfully for your skin. So you see, as we talk about some of these things, it's going to be your trial and error and your understanding of your skin and ingredients. And that is the exact reason why I try to focus on this type of stuff on my channel. How the skin works, what products do, what ingredients do, so that you can gain this knowledge and apply it to the products you're purchasing and the things you're trying out and the conclusions you're coming to. So some of the factors that aid in supporting the skin barrier: number one, food. Ceramides. Ceramides are something that are composed of omegas. We can get omegas in our diet. And here's the thing, again, about this internal nourishment, this internal hydration, is that our body is used to breaking these things down and incorporating them and using them for our benefit. Whereas sometimes when we topically apply something, we don't really know that we're going to get those results. Next up is daily care, and that goes down to the washing of your face. Now, if you have oily skin, you may really enjoy using heavy surfactants or oil cleansing because those help remove a lot of the excess oil that your skin makes. Now, if you have dry skin, because remember, everyone's skin can be dehydrated, but not everyone has dry skin. Dry skin comes from not having enough oil or sebum that your body naturally produces. Another thing that can break down your skin barrier is over-exfoliation. That's why where you see skincare gurus just bristle at the idea of over-exfoliating the skin, because it's going to break down that natural barrier. It can increase sensitivity. Exfoliating products, masking, using washcloths, all those things can break down the skin barrier by physically removing layers as well as sebum. Now, one of the other things that we know helps support the skin barrier are alpha hydroxy acids. They actually cause, with regular use, the skin cells to become firmer and more tightly packed. That can also be a catch-22 because we know that alpha hydroxy acids are exfoliating. So that's another area when you're using or journeying into alpha hydroxy acids to be mindful of. Next up, ceramides. I personally saw a humongous difference in the decrease in my skin's sensitivity when I started using ceramides. It's definitely something I've realized I need in my skincare routine, and I saw actual visible results. And lastly, plant oils. Now, we don't know that every plant oil supports the skin barrier, adds to the lipid matrix, or really does anything. But we do know there are a couple oils that do, and jojoba oil is the one that I've found that actually does get in there, get absorbed, and actually supports the lipid barrier. Plant oils all have different roles. A lot of times when you see people describe oils as hydrating, I think what they really are referencing is the fact that they think it supports the skin barrier. But I don't really know or believe that's the case. So again, we covered so much in this video. We can delve into more, but I wanted this to be a quick overview. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you next week. Enjoy the Maui Minute. Bye.